Come on. Hey, it's Sunday, the last day of June, and we hear the dogs howl at the moon.
Ow! Ow!
Welcome to the Shaker Heights, where experiences may vary. I'm your host, Gabe Tolliver. Up yonder is Eric Green. And yo, we got the fun bunch. The class of 85, all the way live. This is a rare.
Girls right there. Woodbury.
There we go. You know, they formed like Voltron. But the beauty of it, they're going to tell you about it. And so here we are. Welcome to the Shaker Heights, where experiences may vary. Oh, but before then, we always got to do this quick, on the fly commercial. See, when you got the ladies of the fun bunch, you have a pizza party.
Yeah.
What pizza is best for this type of party? Newman's Own, thin and crispy crust.
Yes.
Found in stores like Heinen's, Dave's, Safeway, Giant, or any fine establishment that sells frozen pizza.
The Jewel. The Jewel.
All right, we're done. All right, let's go.
Yeah.
So how are we going to do this four square? Go ahead, Eric. How are we going to do this?
Well, we'll go clockwise. How about that?
Okay.
I'm trying to
Start from
Yeah,
the
but that could be the opposite.
upper right corner.
He's gonna have to tell
Kathryn, Judy, and Betsy.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Kathryn Ziegler Cleary, better known sometimes as Zig or Ziggy, in the class of 85. We want to know.
What do you want to know?
I mean, my parents moved to Shaker in, I think, 1961. They were in a duplex on Glencairn and then moved to a duplex on Avalon where my brother was born. And then my mom was pregnant with my sister and we moved to the corner house on Linton Road, which I'm sure most of you have been to a party or two. And that's about it. Loved growing up in Shaker. It was the greatest experience. There's no place like it in the world, I don't think.
No.
And, just made the best friends and we're still in touch. And every time I go to Cleveland, I hang out with Lynn and James. And, I love that my mom's still there. And I miss Cleveland. I mean, it's never like home, no matter where you are. So it was just a great time. Although I did have some gripes. I had some gripes about the schooling of Shaker, but growing up there, unbelievable. Well, I grew up, my best friend was Lisa Booker down the street.
Hello, what about us?
And Judy, I didn't meet Jude till fourth grade, but Betsy and I have known each other since the womb. So we've been besties for a long time, but, it was just awesome. It was awesome. And Booker was very athletic and, got us into athletics. And, my mom would have my birthday party and we'd play the dress up thing in the suitcase and she'd win everything,
Explain that suitcase party.
I know the suitcase relay race at the birthday parties. You got to put on the clothes in the suitcase.
So you have your dad's clothes and one.
And she'd whip them all on and she'd be, heads and tails above the rest of us.
I still beat her in sixth grade.
You did. You
The
beat
fast
her.
race.
Right.
Yeah.
And Fernway was just the best of the best. I mean, great. As I always tell Betsy, Mr. Richards really cultivated a love for sports for me. And
The gym teacher.
He was unbelievable. Although he smoked a pack of butts in that little locker area. All of our stuff smelled like smoke, but he was the best gym teacher ever. I mean, seriously, he was awesome.
Yeah, he was.
Wow.
Okay, so hi, I am Judy Walters Nash, and my parents moved to Shaker in 1966, the year I was born, and we had a rental house on, somewhere in Fernway, and then 6 months later moved to Kenmore Road, where I was known as the Kenmore Kid, and just had, I personally think Shaker Heights was a utopia. nowhere else in the world can you find such a lovely neighborhood and people, and it was the best experience ever.
Okay.
Yeah. I was the youngest. We all were the youngest, by the way.
Yes, we all were.
Everyone in this fun bunch.
Oh,
We
wow.
were the youngest kids. So
Forgotten
that's also why
kids.
we kind of talk over each other and we're loud, and we figured because that was the only way to get
Always getting the word.
our households.
I have a family member, side note, I have a family member who always thinks I'm very loud. And it's because I'm the baby of the family with 4 sisters from middle school on up, junior high school. I'm so used to saying middle school because that's what they say here. It's junior high school.
Yeah,
And
junior
Yeah.
high.
So I'm sorry to inject that.
Well, and
And
I live in Europe now, but I have to explain to people that I'm a loud American. So Americans are loud anyway, but I'm like the loudest American that I know. So it's a little fun.
Things haven't changed.
Anyway. So Betsy, introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Betsy. Betsy Whelan, Houskin. Yeah, I grew up in Shaker, obviously. My parents and my brothers and sisters lived on Strathavon, and we moved to Linton Road when I was 1, or in and around 1, and went to St. Dom's, 1st through 4th, and fought and kicked my way to Fernway because all my friends were there, like 1A.
Sure
yeah.
did.
Yeah.
And met Judy, hopping over the fence,
Yep.
going to Fernway School. It was a shortcut.
Shortcut.
Yeah. And then went to Woodbury and met these 2 fine ladies.
Yeah.
You know? And there's a lot of similarities with tennis and gymnastics, and I think we all met synchronized, really.
Yeah.
Okay. Synchronized swim. Okay.
Nice swimming.
And for those listening, I did not do modern dance.
Yeah.
Synchronized.
Yeah.
But yeah, and now I'm here in Chicago. Yeah, well, we went to Ohio State. Well, lived in Columbus. Dave. Purple hair.
Yeah. Yeah.
And crazy mama, and
Yeah.
moved here. And I met my fine husband.
We lived
We
together.
we moved here together.
Yeah.
Kind
The 3 of us,
Oh, wow.
of.
same apartment. Well, Betsy and I moved here first, and then Kathryn lived in the kitchen.
Nook.
In the kitchen nook.
Kitchen nook.
There
It
was
was
a
quite large.
That needed to be a sitcom. I mean, seriously, that needed to be a sitcom.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
could
that's
reach
it,
for
yeah.
a beer from my bed. Flip a pancake.
Oh, shit.
big enough for a bed.
It was. I had a dresser, a
Yeah.
bed,
All
everything.
right. So we're going on to Sam or Jen?
Yeah. Jamie or Sam. Grab the mic and do what you can.
So we both grew up, well, actually in the Sussex area on the same block,
Yeah.
but we were too young to kind of remember and know each other, but our sisters were friends because we're the youngest. And then I think my family moved to the Onaway area. And then 2 years later,
Yeah, and
see,
then
we could just do
moved.
it together. Our
Right.
intro.
And we lived 7 houses away. And
Mhm.
on Scottsdale, I don't know, like 10 or so. And
So we always say we've been friends before memories, just
Yeah.
because and then we met all of you. Yeah. Like junior high. Yeah. And it was
Yeah.
it was
Woodbury.
fantastic. And we've been friends ever since. Because,
Right.
7th grade was like a whirlwind. You meet all these people and then you kind of,
I loved junior high. I remember thinking it's so sad kids have to go to high school in 9th grade.
Yeah.
And Kathryn, I never knew your favorite teacher. Am I
What?
delayed?
Oh,
you could be.
Yeah,
yeah.
what
Try it
happened?
again. Say it again. Say it again. Go ahead.
I
Say
don't know
what you
which
said.
part.
Yeah.
I
you
said,
didn't know
Kathryn,
what-
I didn't ever know your favorite teacher was a PE teacher. That's so funny.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, and then Lynn and I totally were on sports together at Woodbury. So we'd, and then in high school too, we'd go to her house, which was so close, and play tennis,
Yep.
hit some balls, and eat all the food in the house. And her brother would get mad. I'd eat all the donuts.
Totally. I don't even eat them. I
remember
get in so much trouble. did Ga, and her other nickname is Ga, G-A. Did Ga eat all the donuts? And I'm like, no. Do you remember glazed donuts? Where were they from?
From Heinen's.
Huff Bakery.
Huff Bakery. But yeah, and I'd be like, oh my God, the donuts.
I was like, thanks a lot.
But yeah, Lynn and I were always running around, doing tennis and sports. So creating big appetites.
Yeah, right on.
You were a gymnast too.
Volleyball.
You did a lot of
volleyball.
I've got to ask all of you, since you were so
Elementary
close,
school.
Okay.
since you guys were all close knit, did you have to go through, if anyone dated one of you, did you have to go through, get complete consensus before you dated?
We all dated all mixed first.
Not me.
Yeah.
Oh, say it again for the record.
I was the first, though. I was the first.
We never had issues. I don't think we had a lot of boy drama.
You
between us.
had
No,
to
no boy
have,
drama. I don't think we had a lot
I
of
should
drama
call him up.
between us. I mean, all of them.
What?
We never had like
What'd
boy
you say,
drama
Lynn?
between all of us.
Okay, you never had. No, that's great. That's great.
That's good. That's a good question.
Never had any boy drama.
No, and that's why I think we
No.
were friends. We did have a girl trust there that you don't see.
Yeah.
Like my daughter, these girls are so terrible to
yeah,
each
yeah,
other,
yeah.
even though I think we probably were the nicest.
No.
But I'm just saying, these girls, they do
We were
not
nice
care.
to each other.
Yeah, I know, but we never, and most of the times we were never attracted to the same guys either.
Well, I was thinking about if there was an intervention. Would there be an intervention, like if someone caught someone doing something wrong, and then you'd have to all come together and counsel the other one and say, "Hey, Kathryn."
Yeah, there were.
Yeah, we've done that.
I thought when I started dating, that I did think I wasn't spending enough time with him.
Yeah, right.
Wait, why are you always with your boyfriend? You don't like
No, I came back from spring break and I got, so and so is making out with so and so. And I was like, now, why would he do that when he has this? So.
Hey, it's 40 plus years later. You can drop names if you want. We're grown. You can drop names.
It's so funny.
I'm here for that. I'm here for that.
Yeah, I know you are.
You know, spill the tea. Spill the tea, yeah, as they say. Wow. Okay.
I mean,
well, that was a
So
She doesn't mean one of us was making out with
no.
no. I came back from
Well, we
spring
all
break.
went on spring break.
Oh,
right?
the Florida trip when we were like
Yes,
15 in Florida
yes.
by ourselves. Like, how the
Yeah.
heck were we there at that age?
Oh.
Yeah,
No,
we were
not that
18.
Florida trip. It was in like 10th grade. Or
10th grade.
wow.
And I
But
came
that
back.
Florida trip when we rented a wreck, remember when we
Yeah,
rented
with
a
our
wreck?
fake IDs too.
Yeah. We went to a strip show.
I know.
Are we gonna get arrested? Like,
get in.
I gave him my fake ID. Coop made the 2, which was like this much bigger than the 6, and I'm like, here. And we were
Wow.
driving all over
I know, so like,
Sarasota.
sweet.
Yeah.
So you drove
Yeah.
from
Can
Shaker
you
down to
believe that?
Sarasota?
No, we
No, we
flew.
flew, but
Oh, you
we
flew.
rented a
No,
car there.
Yeah. How did
Wow.
I mean? They don't even let people
It was
rent
just-
cars.
I have no idea. We went to some
No.
rent-a-wreck place. I mean, it was like a 70s car. Remember?
Well,
Oh, I remember
obviously, because we're
Florida.
like 16 trying to rent a car illegally.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we were all
How
driving at
old-
first anyway.
Oh yeah.
And how did we get that
That's for
condo? Remember, how did we get that condo?
Yeah, I have no idea.
We got that kind of. Judy got it. I'm sure she did.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
Judy
Judy
did.
did.
She
Yeah.
figured
I have
out
no
some
idea.
way to get it. I'm sure.
Right.
All I
Yeah, I was
remember.
like, Judy will do
Here
it.
to figure it out.
What I
Judy
remember.
was like our mom.
I know, she
Judy
was like my mom, like-
organized everything. She
Yeah.
she gave us all photo albums of like
She put us on a
high
budget.
school.
Golf, you've spent too much money. You owe me $2.62.
I don't remember that.
Oh,
all I
wow.
remember, we
Well,
met
you
at
know, so we're all a little different.
and we met at the airport and we checked in, and that was back in the day of paper tickets. And so I was given the
Yeah.
responsibility of keeping the tickets. So we get to the condo, and I remember throwing out the tickets because I thought, okay, when we return, we're going to get tickets when we go to the airport. Oh no, that's not how it was. Those tickets that I threw out were our actual return tickets.
No, I
And
had
I
mine
had
in a book.
I had to like call my mother and be like, I've got to buy everybody last minute tickets. And that's how we got home.
Well,
I
remember
I don't even remember this either.
remember
Yeah,
you got
I
your
thought
wallet
it was
stolen?
yours,
Your money
James.
was stolen, James.
We still owe you money?
Yeah, right.
Probably.
I didn't even know. Poor Judy. Oh my God, we put so much
I know.
responsibility on you.
But she
Remember
was
you had all the
Exactly.
beer?
And I didn't know. I mean, I went on my first airplane in 6th grade. Like now kids are,
Yeah.
on
Oh,
airplanes all the time. I was not like I didn't know that you didn't get your ticket when you went back to the airport.
Yeah, well, how
So I threw them out. But we did get reimbursed because we never used those 5 tickets. Right? So that was
Right.
back in the day. So yeah.
Wow.
Jimmy always
That was a
knew what
fun
was-
Florida trip.
What was going on? I was just along for the ride. And then Betsy and I went through a phase of throwing parties. We all threw parties, theme parties at our houses. Because, my parents were never home. I mean, my parents were never home. Everybody knows that. Like, I had parties in the summer every night because they were in Michigan. And I remember my neighbors, the Richies, came knocking on the door, like all tired, like, Kathryn, please, you cannot have people over tonight. Mr. Ritchie has to work in the morning and we are getting no sleep. I'm like, yeah, okay. And, same old people coming back over.
So Howie,
I was staying at
Oh my
Lynn's
God.
house.
we try to rectify that by putting pillows in between the screen and the window. and it was a small crowd that turned out to be like 100 from Cleveland Heights, US.
Well, that was my
Oh,
big
wow.
luau party, which my parents were in Michigan. I said, Mom, I'm going to a luau. Where's Dad's grass skirt? And it was my party I was throwing. And then she comes home. They come home. She's like, I'm wondering why, like, there were petals on the floor. And, I'd find like a little coconut. I mean, that was a crazy party. The next morning, the neighbors come knocking on the door and said, someone defecated in my lawn. And I'm like, oh, no, I don't think so.
You have to preface this that it is Mr. Pillow Store, which is then red.
Yeah,
Red, but it was like
Betsy knew all the neighbors, man. I didn't know who the heck lived in that house across the street. It was like, it was a big duplex. But the next day, it looked like the 4th of July went off in my front yard because there were like coconuts and grass skirts and leis everywhere. And he's knocking on my door. Someone did something in my front lawn, and he actually brought me over and points over to it. There are like flies on it and stuff. I'm like, what are you saying? And he's like, one of your guests did this on I go, I don't think so. And he's like, I think so. And I had to literally go over there and clean it up and spray rain. It was like lawn.
And I remember you told me, I slept over
this
that
poor
night.
guy.
Everyone slept over.
The house was an absolute mess, and somebody had either spilled Hawaiian
Oh,
punch.
yes.
or-
Yes.
And I remember Kathryn's like, Jude, you got to call your mother. She's the only one that's going to know how to clean this up.
And she did.
And so my mom came over and cleaned up the
Jude's
party.
mom was a saint.
Yeah.
Wow.
I just
Yeah.
want to say
Wow.
we're all sharing merch too from.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Where'd you get them shirts?
I know, love it.
Where'd you get them?
On the internet.
Shaker Garment
Yes.
Company.
Okay.
I'll
Huh.
have to check that one out.
Yeah.
I like your shirt.
I want to see
I
Jamie
love
and
your
Lynn's
Cindy.
shirt.
Thank
That's
you.
old school shirts. Let's see them, girls. Stand up.
Well,
Yes,
they're both
I like that.
Jamie's. He hooked us up today. Oh, wait.
I gotta
You
go.
got
Yeah.
Nice. She's got
Stand
on
up
the
now.
elementary school.
Yeah.
Show them all the names. Go over there.
I
Oh,
love
from
it.
there.
There you go.
Love it.
Boulevard, Fairway, Lomond, Ludlow, Mercer,
Irving, number
Moreland, Onaway,
2.
Sussex, Van Aiken.
Van Aiken.
Yeah, it's from
Van
there.
Aiken. Why is that on?
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys remember when we would have parties? And this, if your cat passed, Kathryn, you made me think of this. Kathryn's having a party, but don't park on the street.
And then no one would know that all the cars would be surrounding my street, but nobody was on the street. And the cops would come a knocking. And Booker would say, "Do you know Ziggy's middle name?
Oh, that's
It
funny.
rhymes with Peach. If you don't know her middle name, you're not getting in."
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
I mean,
Oh,
yeah. And Ben London, man, Ben London was key. Brought these big bullfrog speakers and played Hawaii. I mean, blasting. It was key. He left the part. I'm like, don't leave, Ben, please. I mean, that guy with his music was fabulous. Remember
we're gonna
what
have him on the
band they
show.
were in? Discrepancy?
Yeah, yeah, with Doug Klein. I have a picture of the
They
card.
played at our 7th grade dance. I mean, they were awesome. And I mean,
Very talented.
very talented.
Yeah, I mean, so far, I mean, we've had quite a few come on the show. Just remarking about the, all the
Not
music
fair,
talent.
too.
All the music talent that's come out of Shaker and theater talent and stuff. Yeah, yeah, we're definitely gonna get Ben on the show.
We were exposed to everything.
But none
Yeah.
of this social media. I mean, it was, you had to think and create things yourself. Rob, baby, I'm giving you a shout out.
No, real talk. We had books.
Yeah,
You
Woodbury
pick up
was
the
awesome.
phone. Yeah. Now, was there a place that you all would gather on the regular, like a place to hang out?
Jamie's house.
Or my kitchen.
And Jamie's bedroom.
Yeah, my
The
bedroom.
Vogue.
Theater.
Or the
Oh,
Everson
God.
Hotel.
Oh, we'd play
Oh, the
Space Invaders
Vogue.
up there, buy cigarettes.
Gophers.
So for Sippy and Moe's.
Oh,
Sippy and
Moe's,
Sippy
yeah.
Where
Sippy and
else?
So what
Moe's.
about
Thornton's?
Sam's Deli?
Sands Deli,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah,
I used
all
to work
worked
there.
Well, I worked
I
there.
know.
I worked there. That
Yeah.
was a good job.
And we
Yeah,
go
that was-
sledding.
Roz and Bruce and
Wait,
what?
we go
Mark and Jack.
ice skating Friday night.
Yeah.
Friday night
Yeah.
ice skating was a big deal.
Oh, that was
And
fun.
then what was the place on Lee Road? Steak and Egg or Steak and Eggs?
Steak and Euro.
Steak and
Heroes.
Heroes. Yeah. Steak and Heroes.
Yeah,
Yes, I remember
Pete
that
Stern
place.
discovered that, didn't he? Or
Speaking of Pete Stern, we need to, Eric, his dad ran Michael Stern and Bally, that shoe store that was on
Yes.
Grand.
Yeah.
right across
Okay.
from Heinen's.
We
or
need
the
to find
Line.
that sign, and if we get permission from Suzanne and Peter, that'd be a great shirt, the Michael Stern and Bally
Great
shirt,
shirt.
because that's that was Shaker. That was they
It
had
was
been there
Spotty's
for
5 and Dime.
It
yeah
was
they had-
across from the library, wasn't it?
yeah. And remember
Yeah.
the bowling alley?
Yeah,
There was a
that
bowling alley.
that was our conference day hookup.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Bowling
Yeah.
alley. We'd hang at Kingsman.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome.
And then
Yes.
was it Revco had such good candy? Was that where we got our candy from? Revco.
Revco.
You know,
Well,
it's like
yeah,
right by the
yeah,
building.
Revco.
we go to
Was it
Revco.
Yeah, Revco.
In
And
high
I think there used to be a Woolworths there
Cow
at one
pickle.
point.
Oh yeah, the
Oh,
brown
that was
pickle.
at Van Aken, Woolworths.
Master
Okay.
Pizza. We did a lot of Master Pizza.
Oh, Master Pizza.
Yes. Yes.
The
Yeah.
double
Master
I've been
Pizza.
searching for that pizza my
Well,
entire adult life.
And Our Gang. You guys remember Our Gang?
Yeah. Yeah.
And all the games. Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
We loved Our Gang.
Yeah,
Um,
where else
fun.
did we hang out?
Yes, I
I
never
think
thought I would
Master
ever remember
Pizza
one
moved.
thing.
Well, think about this food. I mean, it's a perfect segue. Like Jamie, your restaurant. I feel bad because I had sneaked back into Cleveland from like 2018 to May 2021, but I never made it out to Munch.
It was excellent.
Yeah,
Excellent.
and that's what I heard. So so yeah. All right, I'm sorry. I had to keep it real. I didn't make it out there. I was a shut in
Well,
for the most
so
part.
we closed end of February. It's so interesting that we're doing this show today. And then tomorrow we're taking over a pizza joint.
Pizza.
So-
Are you?
Wow.
All right, tell us about it. All right.
Where?
Yeah.
So-
what?
Yeah. Give us the who, what, why, where.
All right, so it's going to be called the Pizza Joint. It's
Love it.
It's about 800 square feet. So we're going to have a couple tables inside, a couple tables outside. We're making we're making pizza dough. We're making meatballs. We're making fresh mozzarella. We're going to have salads and
All from scratch,
gelato. And
And they'll do a lot of catering.
And
It's also
catering.
a lot of
Yeah.
catering.
All right.
So
Hey,
So
super
when
excited.
You go,
Yeah.
girl, KitchenAid girl.
Yeah.
That's it. Remember, girl?
and we'll do some ads for you. Eric and I will do some
Yeah,
ads for you.
So
Yeah.
where is it? What town is
I
it?
wish you were in town. I'd drop off pizza.
Are you?
Yeah, hopefully it'll
You
be
know.
there soon. I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
Well, there's a soccer.
I gotta
game
say,
here.
you know, Shaker people though were, you know, wonderful to munch. I mean, people came out that I just never, you know, expected. So
Wow.
that was super
And
cool.
where's
Yeah.
your new restaurant? Where's the pizza joint going to be?
So our new restaurant is right down the street. It's actually on the street that I live on. It's about a half a mile. I love that. So it's on Brainerd and Miles by Miles Market.
Okay.
Over
So
there.
I want you to shout it out again. So Jamie's Pizza Shop is called what?
The Pizza Joint.
The Pizza Joint
The
is
Pizza
opening
Joint.
tomorrow.
Oh,
And I'm
well,
gonna say it
we're
three-
taking over tomorrow.
No, not opening.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're taking over tomorrow. Okay.
We're
Okay.
taking over
bad.
tomorrow. We've got a lot of cleaning,
I was about to do some
renovating.
psyops.
What's your goal for
My
Got
goal is
spells.
for opening?
August
Um,
1st.
No, I hear you.
August 1st.
August 1st. Okay. But
Are you
yeah,
making
when it's
fun of
time.
me because my hands?
No. I wasn't. I was like
No,
talking
it's
about
okay because
spells.
everybody makes fun of me because I talk with my hands.
I wonder if I'm on the wrong.
I never know that about
So,
you.
anyways, yeah. So it's on Brainerd and Miles, and look for August 1st to August 15th. We'll probably be open.
Okay. And
I'm
we'll shout you
gonna
out.
switch my internet and see if that helps. We'll see if
Okay.
that helps.
Yeah.
You know, Susu will be by. Miss #1 pizza lover herself. She's the
Yeah.
one getting me master pizza every week.
Well, I'll stop by. Hopefully, we are going to have a
was,
40th
All right.
high school reunion
Yes.
next
Uh-oh.
year.
Who's gonna plan it? Who's gonna plan it?
85.
It's a late.
And we should do
Yeah,
you should
pizza.
do some kind of event for our reunion.
Yeah, well, that's
No
a good
pressure.
idea. That's a great idea, but I have to say,
She wouldn't
that
relax,
my place,
though, you
My
know?
place isn't big. I'm gonna stop.
Outside.
I
it's
know,
in
but
July.
just make pizza.
Yeah.
And, like,
Yeah. Well, so I'll figure out something. You know,
Yeah.
Melissa's
in
involved in
July.
that.
Maybe do a promo. You know, you come in, buy pizza, get 5% off. Flash
Oh,
the
yeah.
shaker sign or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
but it's only
85%
exclusive to
off.
85.
Yes.
85 folks. And then, you know,
That's
like,
a great idea.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I love coming on things like that.
yeah, that's a creative mothership right there, you know, right
Right.
here.
That's a great
You
idea.
know, this is, you know, shaker in action right here. Boom, boom, boom,
Yeah,
boom,
right,
boom.
for sure. Yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna shout you out for in August when you guys open officially. Yes, we will.
Fantastic. I love it.
We will
That is
replace old Blue Eyes here.
Yeah.
We'll kick him to the curb, and we're going to elevate Jamie. That's what we're going to do.
Yes.
Union's on to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hersch's,
exactly.
I mean,
Yeah.
pizza joint.
Exactly.
So, going around the horn, Eric, any questions for these ladies?
I was wondering, Judy, how did you end up in Europe? What's the story behind that?
Well, there once was an American husband that got transferred with his job.
Okay.
And so it was, okay, you know, move over to this town. And so basically, I lived there. I thought it was going to be for 2 years. And then it ended up being now like basically 19.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm not a Francophile. I currently live in the south of France, and I wasn't a Francophile, didn't know the language, so had to learn French, and it was not easy. I figured it was going to be easy because I did a study abroad program in college, and I thought, okay, I can do this. You know, I spent 3 months abroad. You know, I mean, yeah, but it was incredibly not at all what I thought it was going to be. And then my marriage split up, and I decided to stay because, like, sure, I could move back to Cleveland or Chicago or Sacramento or Dallas where I had lived, but I was like, you know, I kind of like it here. So I just stayed, and then I met this lovely British man.
He's waving.
Yeah.
James
He's
and
waving.
Sam, you missed meeting him, but we'll wake him up before we leave.
Yeah.
Having a little bit of a nap. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And so then we've now been married for 7 years.
Wow.
Okay. All right.
Time flies. And but he doesn't want to become French, and I don't want to lose my French residency because it was so hard to get. So now we spend half the time in Oxford, England, and half the time in Antibes, France.
Okay. All right.
So hearing the news of things that are going on in America, I mean, how are you feeling? Are you feeling a certain kind of way, or?
I'm feeling like I'm so glad that I don't have American TV.
Yeah.
I am so glad that I have to be
Privy to it.
subject to
Yeah.
any of it. It's crazy. So really, I just keep my head in the sand when it comes to American politics. And
Stay low, keep firing.
yeah,
That's the words of Beanie Siegel. Those are good words. Stay low, keep firing. Okay.
yeah.
So,
Can I take a time out, Eric? And I'm sorry. I just want to let y'all know that people are blasting me. They're blasting me. Fame. Thank you, Leslie Cooper. We got another one coming in.
yes. Yes.
Well, if we were watching the Fun Bunch here live in action, Oliver and Eric Green.
Coop was a fringe member of the Fun Bunch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out. There's some fringies in there. Booker.
So how did your high school or junior high French, did that help you any? And transitioning, I know that French aren't the most accommodating. You have to speak their language in order for you to
that's
fully
really
be accepted.
important. See, so I lived in California and Dallas, Texas, before moving to another country. And, I personally was offended when, like, my bank statement, Bank of America bank statement, it was in Spanish and English. I was like, wait a minute, we're in the States. So when I moved to France, I made sure that I spoke the language because it's respectful. And you need to be able to talk to the electric company and the phone company and, do your taxes and stuff like that. So I thought it was very important to do. Although I live in a very expat community, and there are so many people that have lived there for like 30, 40 years, British mostly, and they still don't speak French.
Wow.
Yeah.
So they go to
But what I did, yeah, we had a little bit of French in Fernway.
Yeah, that was like
It was,
way ahead of its
Gordon
time.
Kushnick's mom
Fourth grade.
came in, yeah. But I mean, we learned bonjour et merci.
No, we had a
Les mots comme ça.
teacher. What was her name?
It was Mrs. Kushnick.
No, it wasn't. It was.
I thought it was her. See, I don't
Now,
know.
someone chime in to remember.
Are you talking about high school?
No, it wasn't. It was.
That's
And I was
Yeah,
pissed
right.
because we had a couple of Kathryns in the class, and she got Kathryn Katona, and I got Colette or something like that. What was her name? Like Seth would know.
Seth would know.
Seth would know.
Yes.
But yeah,
Seth
no.
was in the DC area.
Say like Queason.
Oh no, she was
But
the
not
art
Queason.
teacher.
No, that was
That was it.
that was Queason. This is Queason. But she was like Quizak or
Anyway,
I don't know.
it doesn't exactly.
Cusick.
Oh,
Madam
Cusick.
Cusick. Oh my
Yeah.
God. Thank you.
Yeah.
Madam Cusick. Thank you.
Yeah.
Pulled that right out.
Yeah.
Jamie, I love you.
Right out. And Mrs. Queason was, and Betsy and I had this discussion like 10 years. We could not remember her name, and we finally figured
I feel like we're playing Hollywood Squares. Now next, Jamie, for
Yeah,
Betsy for 15.
for 15. Yeah. How did you
Madam Berger came in. Madam Berger.
okay.
I can't
Jamie.
speak French, but I
Jamie.
Yeah.
How did you fall into the food business? How did that pique your interest, and how I didn't know of any of that, your endeavors in that. So when did that start?
Well,
When did that begin?
So, God, well, I waited tables when I was teaching, and then
So you began as a teacher. You have it.
at PEP, Positive Education Program. I was an
Okay.
associate teacher. I was dealing with behavior problem kids, but of course, I wasn't making enough money, so I got a job at Norton's.
Oh yeah, Norton's.
Yeah, I worked there. I probably worked. When did you work there? I was there 93, 91. No, that was Noggins.
Oh,
Sorry.
I love Noggins.
I
That's
love-
like my favorite.
I still miss Noggins.
I love Noggins.
Yeah, that's another T-shirt.
Yeah, exactly.
So
What's that?
I was actually living with John Mullins at the time.
Oh yeah,
Chuck, yeah, and
Shout out
Chuck
to John
Cole.
Mullins.
And Chuck.
Molly.
Cole. Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
that was crazy in itself. That's a whole nother like.
Kind of podcast.
But so I was waitressing there, and then I bought a house, and I decided, you know what, I don't want to wait tables anymore. Like this is,
Yeah.
I can't do this. Like, how am I going to do? Yeah, whatever. So I sold food for a living. I worked for a local food distributor, Ohio Farmers, and I wanted to open up my husband's, business. Like he was down at Case, and so I wanted to get his business. So
That's how you guys met.
that's how we met.
Okay.
And then we got married. Like we were married, and I was pregnant within a year. Like
Oh.
I just knew. I was older, and I just knew. And then I stayed home for 5 years, and then it just made sense. Like we work well together, and we're completely opposite. He doesn't really like to talk at all. So I'm like in the front of the house, and I deal with all that kind of stuff. And it just seemed to work. It really wasn't like what I was planning on doing. I thought I'd just be in sales because, I like sales and
Mhm.
whatever. But this just made more sense, I guess.
So spending all that time together didn't ruin your marriage at all or anything?
No, we're like together all the
All
time.
the time.
Okay,
all,
good.
like, all
Good.
like,
She needs an intervention.
Right,
No,
so
just kidding.
I'll be thinking I'll take the dog for a walk. You'll be like, oh, do you want me to come? I'm like, yeah, if you want. Like, my kids are like, how are you guys together all the time? Like, we were just.
Did you
we
talk
were
for him?
projecting
Yeah.
And you have kids? Who has kids? Who has kids on the bunch?
Yeah.
Just one.
So I've got two.
So I have a kid, not kids.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm assuming, are they adults, young adults? We're
We were late bloomers, I would say.
I have a 16-year-old. I had a baby at 41, pretty much. So I was like,
Yeah.
just barely got a baby in there. So, but he's 16 now, just learning to drive. So
Oh.
I'm like freaked out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
and where does he attend school? Is he in? at
So he used
Shaker?
I teach in Cleveland, and he went to my school K-8 in Cleveland Public,
Okay.
and then now he switched to Gilmore. He's a big hockey guy for high
Okay.
school.
Wow.
Okay.
I know
Hey, I haven't-
he's at a Catholic school. You guys, can you believe that?
So are my kids.
I know I'm Jewish, so we're like, wait, what? So that's
Hey, I got a note. Hey, Gabe.
Yes.
I don't want to have to edit out your phone. Is your phone on? Can you mute your phone?
Okay. Hold on. I'll put
I
it
just-
on airplane mode.
There you go. I had
There
to
we go.
edit that out for the radio version.
I think I heard it.
There we go.
Lynn,
That-
are you
All right,
there,
better.
Time.
Saves me
We're-
some time.
there we go. Yes. Wow.
Lynn,
So
are you
Lynn.
at Thornton? Are you at Thornton Ice Rink all the time?
No, I actually live in East Cleveland, so there's no like rec center. So he did do a little hockey at Cleveland Heights, but now it's all at Gilmore because it's like
Okay.
Oh, they've got their own rink. Oh yeah.
it's like a big
A
hockey.
couple
Yeah,
rinks.
Okay.
kind of
That's
why
right.
he wanted to go there.
Okay.
He's a little more about hockey than school, but that's okay.
So you
Yeah.
live in East Cleveland, and people always have a perception of East Cleveland, but
Yeah.
I've seen amazing parts of East Cleveland and
Forest Hills. Yeah.
Forest Hills, and
Yeah, we're right next to that. So
Yeah.
I love it. It's
yeah, man. I went up there one winter night. Like I was on this crazy job for the census,
Oh,
and they sent us out on some crazy shit where like go find homeless encampments, and it's like a February, and there's snow on the ground or whatever. But I remember driving up through East Cleveland, and I saw Shaw, and I was blown away how modern it looked.
yeah.
And then that neighborhood of all those tutors, I was like, yo,
So I'm
in
right
like
up from Shaw. Yep, exactly.
Hansel and Gretel houses. I was just like, yo,
You know, it was a really like nice, whatever, suburban neighborhood back in the day.
yeah. So
Yeah, I attended Montessori school on Taylor Road.
Oh,
Montessori school was in Hope Lutheran Church, which was right in the Forest Hills area. So it was a nice area.
it is.
It's still beautiful.
Yeah,
I mean,
we're not actually in Forest Hill, but we're like right next to it. But yeah, it's great area. Yeah, and we get a lot more buck for our bang, Although taxes are still really high, but our houses aren't worth as much.
I always thought that Cleveland Heights got way more bang for their buck than Shaker Heights with all the recreation centers.
I'm marrying a Heights guy, and he had this house before I met him, and I was like, "What is this young guy doing in this like big house?" I came from California. I was like, "Who even has a house?" But then you did too. So it's like,
Right.
wow, yeah. I looked at a house back in the day, 2018, East Cleveland, on Glen Road. And,
well, that's I'm on Oak Hill. Did you? I'm right there.
Okay, so this was one of those Rockefeller K houses.
yeah.
And it was a shiesty loan provider, and the deal crashed. But it was bang for buck. It was like 4-bedroom, 4-bath, and it was going for $149,000. And to your point, Lynn, like the property taxes were like at that time were like $2,500 for the year.
Yeah,
So,
things are changing.
I keep trying to tell the people, come move to East Cleveland. Come on, it's nuts, It has a bad reputation, but it has a lot of good, but it has a lot of bad. But
Yeah, well, it's Cleveland in general.
That's life.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Cleveland. But nobody for a while they were talking about Cleveland Heights taking us or Cleveland, but
yeah.
It's such a well-hidden secret, isn't it?
It is. Yeah.
I never really knew about East Cleveland when I was growing up here.
Yeah, I mean, I was
Not me neither.
blown away. I'd move there, I'd move there.
Well, come on.
The property taxes. See, I'm trying to get back there. To be honest, I am trying to get back there.
Remind me where you two live. I know that.
I live in the other Rust Belt called Rochester, New York, right an hour outside of Buffalo. So I still every place I've lived has had a Great Lake, and it's been a Rust Belt, and it's pretty much basically the same thing. Gray skies, but not ever as gray as Cleveland. That's the funny part about all of it.
It's gray today, actually, just so you know.
Yeah.
And Gabe, where are you?
I'm currently right now in Silver Spring, Maryland, right outside Washington, D.C.
Cool.
Yeah.
So did any of you? We're starting to notice these patterns, especially doing this show, and it makes sense. Like when people start to have families, they start to matriculate or come back, like bass coming back, a trout moving back upstream, And Betsy, you've been in Chicago since graduating from
89.
Shaker.
89.
And
we moved
Yeah,
in
you were
89.
I know,
I was
89. but
90.
Oh, I was in Columbus.
Yeah, 4
Ohio State.
years
State.
in Columbus.
Yeah.
And none of you have ever been back. I mean, from the
Those
three know.
Those three know.
I'm
To
going
live.
back to funeral.
My mother is still there, so.
I mean, to live, not to visit. Of course, I'm sure you
No.
visit.
No,
No. And you have no desire or ever thought about it, or
I do.
It's interesting that can I get in for your first second? It's interesting. So Nick and I have been listening to your podcast, and the first morning that I listened to it, when we spoke, and you sent it to me with the two of you, your very first episode, and it hadn't gone live yet. And thank you very much I'm honored. So Nick and I we go to golf tournaments, over the weekends and things, and we started listening to your podcast, and he's the one that always brings it up, and I'm kind of he's like he really enjoys this, and he's like Cleveland looks a lot better to move to.
Ooh, that would be really
We
fantastic.
discussed, and
Wow.
so we are thinking that well, Gabe, we were going to surprise you, but we were 50-50. But so Nick, myself, and maybe Margot, but we're coming in for the kickball game.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
Yep, I got chills.
Yes. Right on. For
So
those who
Jamie
don't
and
know,
Len will be seeing you at the kickball game.
Wait, when is your reunion?
July 19th through the 21st.
Oh, I might be out of town. I remember my cousin. I'm cousins with Kate Hirschman, Kathy Rogat. You guys remember?
Yes.
Yeah. So she was telling me about it. So I was like, oh, and I don't know if I'm in town.
We got to have her crew on. Her, Betsy, and Marcy.
Totally. Laura,
Yes.
Marcy.
Marcy.
Yep.
Marcy.
Yeah.
Marcy's in Chicagoland area, I believe, right?
Yeah, I mean, aren't there like a bunch of Shaker people?
That's what I was going to say. There's Ohio State and Chicago contingent of Shaker people.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, who else do you see up there from Shaker on the regular or not?
Jamie.
Who do I? So
I see Jamie.
I see Rebecca Sawyer. You know Rebecca Sawyer?
Yeah.
So she's Rebecca Boyle. Her daughter, speaking of which, tried out for the Olympics in diving. Like she's amazing.
Wow.
Had a full ride diving. So I see
Is she
her.
going to be in Paris?
I see.
Did she
No,
make
no. I think the last one. Well, I must this one. Who else do I see?
I don't know.
I see you.
Yeah, we see each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
My mom.
So you guys do like a girls trip? If any of y'all seen the movie Girls Trip, you have.
I thought about it. I would love it.
We need to.
I know. You need to come.
I do that with some college buddies, but I should start doing it with my high school.
Yeah. Like you all should do like a girls trip someplace.
Well, at this age, it's a cruise. It should be a cruise, right?
It could be a cruise.
Well, thank you.
And document it. No, I mean document it.
You've reached that age.
That'd have to be Judy.
Yeah, Judy.
Judy would have to document it.
Yeah, I mean it's
Or maybe-
historical, man. And
Maybe
and
we
it's
do it for our
important.
60th
it
birthday
matters.
in 3 years.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
60th
Yeah.
birthday. What do you
Hell.
say?
You know,
And pretty soon your wardrobes are going to start being more glittery and shiny. So I'm going to have to adjust my designs to that. I think.
oh,
Yeah.
man.
Oh,
So,
God willing.
Over the years, though, we've seen a lot of Shaker people up here, like Roger Lieberman and
okay.
um,
Shout out
The
to Rob.
penguin.
who else? Tom Boylan. We saw him. Is he still up here?
I think
Yes.
he's still in Chicago.
Yeah.
That's the guy they had the intervention on. So if you
Oh, you and Tom?
Tom and I dated for like 2 years in high school.
Oh, okay. They were like, what? No, or like, yo, you
They
need to
just thought I was
stop.
spending too much. What was it, Kathryn? I think you were the leader of that, right? Too much time. I don't know, what was it?
I never saw you. We
Yep,
were
see?
hanging out all the time.
Yeah.
Because I also was like the early to bed type too. You remember?
I was a night owl too.
Yeah, night. I was always like,
11 o'clock.
Oh, this should be atonement, for giving Lynn or Samantha a hard time for just wanting to be with her man.
I remember Kathryn. I remember you having braces.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
For a very short time, I might add.
Really?
I was the only one. My mom didn't go to Broadbent. She said I didn't like what I saw from Dr. Broadbent, so I went to this guy named Dr. Batista in a small little house off of Mayfield. And he literally hammered those suckers on, and I only had them for a year.
yeah, I can't remember.
Wow.
I barely remember that. That's funny you
Wow.
would remember that, Eric.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? I remember everything, but nobody remembers me. So, woe is me.
Aw.
What was I gonna say? So one of y'all lived across from the smoking hall, right? That was Jamie.
Oh, damn.
Jamie.
Yeah.
That was crazy, that hippie hall.
Yeah, when you look back at it, like
Yeah.
students had the opportunity to smoke.
Yeah, go smoke.
Inside.
Well,
It's like the mentality is like, oh, they'll be safer if we know that where they're doing it, you know?
Yeah, right.
And I
right.
think
And then they closed it down, and Eddie Salmon was like, "Get off my lawn!"
right.
Yeah.
Well, that's
There
why
were
you're
boys in the bedroom and get off my lawn. There were
all
no
the
boys in the
cigarette
bedroom.
butts all over the street.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Good point. But that was wild, man. You think about it, like that stuff. Joe,
Here's
Go
a
ahead.
question you guys. Here's a question you guys can banter around. What are how should I say this? What are some very specific things that you got from Shaker that you used in your toolbox, your social toolbox, or what have you, that helped you where you are now or in the world? Like what we see, Gabe and I, is when we left the utopia called Shaker, even just going to the west side of Cleveland, it tended to be very different. So did you guys have any experiences like that, moving
Yeah.
to Chicago or after school?
Can I reach out to this one?
Yeah.
Okay. Gabe was the first person. I did not know that there was reverse discrimination. I was with Gabe at Crazy Mamas in downtown High Street, Columbus, Ohio. And there was a bunch of skinheads beating up this young black dude. And the guy who was getting beat up was thrown into a police car. And you know what Gabe said? He said, "This is not for you to see. Come inside. Don't worry about it." And I was just floored, speechless. Coming through and coming to Chicago, I always thought everyone was the same. And maybe this is, there's a lot of things I can say that I grew up with inside my home and what my old school father would say or along those lines. But my mother was all about open classrooms, really huge sacred heart. And she had a heart of gold. But we were raised that everyone, through my mom especially, was that treat everyone equally. And it was embraced in Shaker and to a point, and I didn't know differently. Coming to Chicago, I have an array of friends. And when 2022 hit, that hurt me so bad. I didn't realize how much people on Facebook from our group or my network that were hurting from their beginnings to coming forward. I just guess I never realized how bad it really was. But on my standpoint, I was the only white girl in an office at a law firm, and I wasn't talked to because they thought I was there to take their job. And literally that was said to me. And I said, no, I'm here because I need money. I need to work.
Right. Yeah.
And there's this one beautiful woman, Loretta Carson. If you're out there, I love you, my little fax white girl, my fax girl. But yeah, we were really good friends, and we still are. But we, it was just different. And as time has moved on and society is going forward, we had the naked bike ride last night. We have, and our neighborhood is changed quite a bit, and I love it. But I never thought I would be scared to walk out my front door, kind of. I never thought that growing up. And going to different neighborhoods here in Chicago, I embrace it as best I can and allow them to embrace me, and they have to warm up to me, or I have to warm up to them, vice versa. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I didn't know how clear that question was, but just saying that the experience from that you had growing up, and as you speak to it, and being in an integrated environment, that's what you're speaking to. But it could be anything.
Yeah. Well, yeah. My girlfriend's here.
Right.
We supported each other. Friends are number one.
I took R&B music, man, from Shaker. That I got really into R&B music, and I've never let go of that. And
who's your man?
What do you mean? Like
who's your man in R&B? Who's your man?
I mean, I went to all the R&B concerts, like
He was a big Luther fan.
I went to Howard Hewitt, Luther, I saw a few times. With
Teddy
Barr.
Pendergrass at 2 a.m.
Oh, heck yeah, man. I mean, I went to all those at the Front Row Theater. I mean,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
That was the best.
I saw
venue.
Freddie Jackson at Blossom. I mean, there were some good acts at Blossom that came along, you know. And I mean, Shaker, just the music scene was unreal. It was absolute top notch all the way.
Yeah.
But I will say, you know, growing up in Shaker, and then I went to Indiana University, and I was there freshman year, extremely homesick, and I walked up, you know, to the group of black kids, and I'm like, hey, what's up? And, you know, they're like, F you, Whitey. You know, they were like, see ya. And I was like really shocked at that because, you know, I'd never experienced any of that. And, you know, Indiana is, I had no clue. I'm just like, oh, I'll go to a Big Ten school. I can't get into Michigan or Northwestern. I'll try Indiana. And I just ended up having a good time, but it was kind of a culture shock for sure.
Yeah. Who's your state?
Yeah, because Shaker was such a utopia.
It
Yeah.
was.
I mean,
It
I
was
always
so
explain
great.
where I grew up. I say it was 33% Jewish, 33% black, and 33% white.
And are the bar and
And,
bar mitzvahs we
and-
went to? It was
yeah.
great. Great.
That's how I feel like I remember it.
I think maybe being here now, you see Shaker through a little bit of a different lens. Like seeing it as
Yes.
a kid is very different now. You know, it's kind of like you know, you learn about all the streets they cut off from Cleveland. You know, there's just like whatever, not in my backyard. So I think we didn't, you know, we were so young, we didn't maybe see all the little nuances, you know, because I don't think everybody had an amazing experience at Shaker. It's, like anyway, it's hard to.
I agree.
It's hard to with such a big group of people. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I
think
mean,
that's how we all
possible,
came
but-
together too. As and back to your point, Eric, it's like my friends were my family growing up because we were all the babies.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that class of '85. I said this before I spoke to Gabe. There was such a cohesiveness to it, and you were the first class that it seemed like you embraced each other. Literally, you hugged each other. There seemed to be a lot of love, and you know, a lot of everyone accepted everyone's idiosyncrasies, like Michael Lukacek and the bunch.
Luke.
Lukey.
You're right.
I think everybody was kind
Lukey.
of nice. It was weird. Like there wasn't a lot of, you know, their group and our group, even if there was friends that, I agree with you.
Yeah.
Shout out to Pete Stern for giving you the name Fun Bun. Yes. He was showing his, you know, branding, marketing chops at an early age. He coined you
Yeah.
Fun Bun.
We should have known.
I
Yes.
know, right?
Who
We
knew?
made up nicknames for everybody.
Well,
Yeah.
well, do you remember how? So how do you all remember how we got our nickname? Do Jamie, Lynn, Eric? Do you know, or Gabe?
I didn't know about you until Gabe told me about you. So
Okay.
You have the photo.
Yeah.
you have the photo?
No, I didn't upload
Do
it.
not show that photo.
Yeah, no, we
Yeah.
need permission.
Well, the
Yeah.
best part is I was showing Nick this
Who's gonna show
morning
them?
this photo, and everyone's wearing my grandmother's shoes.
Oh my God.
Grandma Bobo.
But you know, those are in style now. Like you could probably see those shoes up in like New York or something like that. You know,
Okay, she's going to show it.
there you go.
You know what I want to label you guys? The Ziegler Follies. You've heard of the Ziegfeld? I'd call you the Ziegler Follies.
Oh,
Where did you
that's
get the
good.
outfits?
I just want to say I was a little embarrassed in that outfit. Weren't you guys?
Well,
Like,
I know.
That'd be a good album cover.
I
You know,
All
be
right.
like
so
an AI
Done that the
album
whole
cover.
weekend for the ice show.
I know. I was like, they were such skating
now we
outfits.
got this
Yeah.
together.
So who had the better tennis game? Because I see some players up here in this crew.
Well, these
So-
two, the Runaway Girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really? Catherine was a who?
Well,
I
Her
was kind of a-
sister was really good. Jackie.
We all played.
Yeah, we all played, but not my
Recreation.
brother and her sister were really good.
Yeah.
I'd say.
But we all played like.
Yeah,
Yeah, recreationally.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we
sister
all
Margot
played
was-
way better with a
incredible.
Yeah,
good
she was
player.
really good.
Yeah, Margot was very good.
Margot
Yeah.
was really good too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Betsy, do you have a family member that's a pro golfer? I see postings on Facebook, and you're always at golfing events.
Well,
That would be your husband.
no, no relation, no relation. It friends of our son. I'm a golf widow. If join them or
Oh,
So
okay.
but Nick Hardy who's playing right now. Nick, how is he doing right now? Oh, he's finished for the day.
How the sandwiches?
No, he's a friend of our son, and we followed him. We followed him throughout Illini golf, men's golf, all the way.
Okay. Yeah, I wondered what the connection was. I kind of thought I was following, but I thought I'd ask. It was a good time.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, he's great. He's the sweetest guy. So staying young. So, but I don't play.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What
you
do you-
go here and there.
What do you think about that huge? Thinking about Chicago and the architecture, how do you feel about that huge monstrosity of a building that's being built over that apartment building? Where is it? It's over by the rapid stop at Van Aken and Shaker.
Oh, and Shaker.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah, we see it in Fairmount.
Monstrosity. That's what the word.
Oh,
Shaker,
not
too.
a fan.
Where is it?
Where is it?
oh, so I have to say, I love Van Aken. You know, I mean, as a consumer, I love it. I think
They
there's
did do a
lots
good
of
job,
choices,
not like
and,
just knocking it down. And
and it's
But the
I mean,
apartment building.
it's not perfect, but yeah, that building does not fit in the whole Shaker architecture.
Yeah.
You know,
And the rents
a
are
bummer.
ridiculous.
Yeah,
Like-
it is ridiculous.
Like $2,000 for like a 540 square foot
where are all the
apartment.
animals gonna
Oh
go?
wow.
Yeah, I mean they're just overpriced. I'm like, who's gonna move in there? You're
There's
not New
no-
York. You're not
will.
the East
Somebody
Bay.
will. Yep,
You'd
you'll
be
Yeah.
surprised.
Yeah.
I know. They're building a lot of apartment complexes in my suburb too, outside of Chicago, that really don't belong either. I don't know.
Do you see like a trend where they're like, there's housing above, and then there's all these storefronts underneath?
Yeah, I don't really like that typically.
Yeah.
That's what Van Aken
Yeah.
is.
That's very European.
It's
Yes.
not-
Exactly, Judy. Yep.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel like we always get tips
Yes.
like 10 years after the fact. Like Europe has already done this, and then we played catch up on certain design things. You know. So
Mhm.
yeah.
I hear a lot of people are migrating to Cleveland because of the weather change, because of course global warming, whatever
Yeah,
you
because
want
we
to
don't have
call
a
it,
lot of disasters.
yeah.
Right.
and also because of the land is cheaper. But
We don't like it. We don't want it.
I know, right?
We
I
don't
used
want
to
them.
think,
Stay away.
but what I'm seeing is that University Circle, where I went to school, and I went to Cleveland Institute of Art, everything is just jam packed together, and University Hospital is running into Cleveland Clinic, even in
Yeah,
the
right.
suburbs.
Uh-huh.
It's saturated with that,
Yeah.
and then it looks like. I can only equate it to what I saw in Hong Kong when I traveled. It looks like Hong Kong down in University Circle over by where the old fort at Case. I think there's just too much stuff, and it's flooded against the street. It's very crowded, stifling.
I'm always amazed by how much traffic's in Cleveland when I come to visit.
Oh, now, yeah, real
Yeah.
talk. Yeah.
I'm like, what is this traffic?
And some of
And-
these turn, like when you have to merge, it's
Oh,
like
yeah.
all the lane merging.
Yeah, you better know where you're going.
Right. Yeah.
I know.
And the roads, man.
The roads are horrible. I have flat tire. Like I don't want to talk. Yeah. Oh my
That's
God.
a conspiracy. They
here.
know. They know. Like Superior, Serpentine, Superior.
Oh my God, Euclid was awful.
Yes.
Oh, you're like all like then you get an accident avoiding the potholes.
Yeah. Yeah. It's messed up. So
When I come back to
Oh no. What time is this going to? Just because I realized I had a family.
you have
member.
some stuff.
Well, just a family member coming over a bit, but we could go to another room, so that's why.
No worries. No worries.
Where are we
Hey, we're at hour and 3, so
Ooh.
so maybe ask them a last question or two. I know this could be like a coffee class and talk all day.
I know,
I know,
totally.
right, yeah.
I know. Sorry.
Exactly.
Just the
But-
scratching of the surface thus far.
Right. So, who do you think we should have on? One at a time. Let's go all around.
And when you when you ask us who we should have on, you're also partly responsible for.
Right. That's why I'm thinking very carefully.
I'm
Yeah.
thinking Kelly Richardson and her crew. She's been doing gangbusters. I mean, she's knocked it out of the park, I think.
She was our class president.
She was our class president.
Kelly Richardson. Okay.
Yes, Kelly
Yeah.
Richardson.
Kelly
You know,
Richardson.
she's not in my grade, but like I'm friends with her on Facebook. She's in your grade. But Rachel Weiner, I think she does really cool things. Like she
Wow.
travels all
Yeah.
over the world. She's like in rivers and
Yeah.
backpacking
Yeah.
and climbing. I don't like whatever. It seems very cool what she's
She
doing.
used to work at Adidas, and she went to
It's
Moreland.
Adidas.
Adidas. That's right. I'm sorry. I'm so uncouth. Like uncouth American.
Yeah. He's like, yeah.
No, he's like, no.
He'll play ball.
Riding for the hills. There's 32 series.
Yeah,
So-
so I just thought her, but in our grade, I don't know. Who would you?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
It does, yeah. Anyone, because we're gonna crash all the alumni associations. We're gonna crash all the reunions. That's our mission
that's
statement.
a
We want
Oh, that's fun.
everyone
That
and
is so fun.
anyone. Yeah.
I'm
So
sure.
we will be crashing your reunion next year. So
Oh, good.
Yeah.
invited or uninvited.
And maybe, who's on the committee, we can talk to them about supplying your swag or merch
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
uniquely to you guys, not that generic stuff.
No,
But
not
like-
the stuff that's Jamie and Sam are wearing. I'm sorry.
No, but I like that regular shaker shirt. I wonder what font that is.
No.
That
Yeah,
must
where's
be,
this from?
Okay, so
Oh.
I don't know. Somebody got a hold of me through the alumni, and
Yeah.
I happen to have some money. So they got me on a good day, and I think I spent like, I don't know, like $150, and I got like a big book of everybody's like numbers and emails. And stuff. I got a sweatshirt like this. I got this T-shirt. I got a
Yeah.
big bag that says Shaker Raiders on it.
Okay.
From.
Yeah.
Yes,
When was that?
Yeah.
Is it for
I
your
don't know. I was like at work at lunch one day, and I was just like on the computer going through like emails, and I was like, "Oh, Shaker alumni! Oh, let's see what that's all about." And I got all excited, and when I thrift in Cleveland, I found a couple Shaker Rec shirts, which I bought, and
Oh,
so,
that's what I'm
I try to
saying.
get my Shaker stuff wherever I
But
can.
you never find Shaker Rapid Transit stuff.
No.
No.
I
You'll
know.
never find Mr. Shaker Heights stuff
You're right about that.
Yeah.
featuring
So
Paul
I think
Newman.
it's
You'll
easy.
never find
Or
what's
this.
You'll
coming.
never find.
Another guy who's doing merch is have on is Brud Bebout. Brud Bebout.
Oh, Brud is coming on July 28th. July 28th.
Yeah, bruh.
Yeah.
Shout out to Sprud.
Yes.
Capoletti's pretty,
Oh, he's on the list too.
Hey, Jimmy
Hey.
Cap.
Yes. Yeah, he's on the list too. Like we do this like every Sunday.
Well, you should do Mike
Right.
Lukacek just because you said, like.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have Luka Tech on because he's a
Yeah,
Steelers
Luka.
fan and
Yeah,
he needs to, have an intervention about being a Steelers fan.
Some people are just afraid to come on.
With
Some
you.
Yeah,
people
he's
are
scared
just
to come on. Mike Lukacek is scared to come on. Go ahead.
some
Eric.
people are just afraid to come on.
Yeah, they're afraid.
Right.
They're all caught up in their respectability politics.
Yeah, right.
And it's just like, yo, we're this is like,
If we can do it, you can do it.
yeah, exactly. Now, are there any secrets? Hi, friend.
Hello.
There's going to be a couple seconds with Lynn.
Oh, hi, Jamie.
Samantha, sorry.
We're going upstairs.
We're
Okay.
taking a tour of the,
Yes,
the
yes.
abode.
Oh, East
I didn't want to.
Yeah, I like
It's
it.
nice.
Yeah, this technology. Look at that. You all
I had a
bear
house
with
very
us.
Walking
similar to
around.
that
It's
in
probably
Cool.
too bright in here, though. Really turn
No,
it.
it's fine. It's fine.
Real wood. You got crown molding in there. It looks like. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, my husband's kind of into all the housing, and he buys. He was a landscaper, and then he's moved into more like real estate. Like buying properties.
Awesome.
Oh,
That's great.
okay. All right. So, are there any shout outs? I know we talked about who do you think should be on. I wrote down Kelly Richardson, Rachel Weiner. We got Brud coming in on the 28th. Anything else, Eric, for the fun bunch, to any secrets to reveal? Like, Judy, did you steal $20 from Sam back in the day? Or, anything that needs to come out right now,
Yeah,
so
what
you can,
secrets do you
spill the
have to
deal.
reveal?
Spill
Like
the deal.
Oh,
What we got?
Kind of secrets.
I know.
We
We
took
never
the
had
car
any.
out. I almost hit a rapid stop.
No, I think what they're saying, can you
Between
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
five of
between
us.
us.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah. I was gonna say too. Remember when your horn went off and we got your horn
and
we would drive at the wrong time and then we got our horn
The horn got stuck, and they just
And then
disconnected it.
and
my
then their
brother
parents
comes
never
home from
figured it out.
college.
We're like, I wonder why the horn's broken.
Exactly. They're just.
So that
like,
was a big secret because you drove yourself to
I
Bernie
drove like I had a
Schulman's. Like,
driver's license for years.
I know.
So did you.
I know.
yeah, I was.
Hey,
I didn't do that.
I've got an idea. I want to do an exclusive T-shirt called the Ziegler Follies with that picture. If I give you all free shirts, would you all come back on? And I'll make sure they're all V-necks. How about
that.
Okay. Yeah, it'll be limited edition. So anybody else listening, you want one of those, you got to go to the
and
Shaker
this
Garment
color,
Company.
too. This
Okay.
color
Yeah.
And pick out, and you know what? It's not about us. We want you pick out your favorite place you want to donate to, and we'll give the proceeds of that to that place that you want donations to go to. Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah.
That's so fantastic. That's so kind.
Yeah.
I think that'd be great. I'd like to do that with the garage bands too, with Attic and
Oh my God.
all
I
the
would
other
love to
bands.
see every single one of those guys who are still with us on this podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Talking to Todd Lane, I think like October, Eric. I think we're talking.
Yeah, you gotta get the
wow.
music people on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why? You know what I like to do? I would like at your reunion or one of the upcoming class reunions is have a battle of the bands. Have a venue
Yeah.
where you
That's a great.
have an all-star band.
And
Fabulous.
the Golden Fun Bunch, Ziegler Folly. We can all dress up in our little go-go girls.
You could do tambourines and wear go-go boots and all that stuff, or whatever you want to.
But we did like to be the backup dancers.
Yeah.
Well, can I give a shout out to Pete Stern thank you for giving us the name The Fun Bunch?
Yeah, Peter.
Woo.
Yes. Who else do you want to all give shout outs to and even diss outs?
Oh, no diss
This
out.
is my class of '85. You're right.
Keep it
I felt
positive.
like nationally that class was close.
No, yeah.
A great
Yeah, 85. Yeah, you got it.
85, get live. Yeah.
84 was kind of cold.
Well, Gabe's an honorary member of the class of '85.
Oh, yes,
sure
he
is.
is.
Yeah, sure is.
Thank you.
And ladies, we got to give a shout out to Paul Bixler. Woo!
Bix!
Yes, Paul Bixler.
From your ex-girlfriends, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
You
Yes.
didn't say- oh, yeah, you. Who did
That's
that?
going to be like a Taker Jeopardy type question.
Bix was probably the best dancer in the
Oh,
class.
yeah, that's
for,
true.
Battle of the
for,
Dancing.
For a white dude,
Oh,
okay.
How about? I thought Capoletti was.
Oh yeah, Capoletti too. I forgot. But Bix, he was a good dancer.
Yeah, Jim and Cavaletti was really good. So yeah,
Well,
Paul.
Jim like dance professionally.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
exactly.
think he was like,
We're talking just dance.
I mean, he was on Broadway.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really? I didn't know that.
Didn't know
Wow.
that.
Yeah, he's an amazing photographer.
Oh
And
my
for
God.
those,
Yeah.
yes, who's looking
I
for
love
fine
that.
art,
You know?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Jimmy
Cool.
Capoletti
Where
Photography.
does he live?
You need to check it
New
out.
York. I'll show you some of his stuff.
Okay, that's cool.
Yes,
Sam's not on Facebook, so I'll
Yeah, I
show
don't
her
know
all
either.
these things.
that's
when we-
okay. I'm glad you're you're selective about your tapping into social media.
Thank you. Yeah.
And then Sam,
Yeah.
it's so awesome to see you and James.
It's so good to see you.
Yeah, it was
Amazing.
fun.
So fun.
So yeah, you ladies gotta meet up in person
I know.
and
We
gotta
do.
be documented. Make your migration back to Cleveland.
You know, Jude,
well-
next time you go to Chicago, you should tell us a couple, weeks in advance, and then we'll see
We
if
can try
we
to
can,
drive up
pop
there.
up there.
I
Yeah.
I
know.
mean, that
Yeah.
would be a blast.
Yeah.
I got a guest room.
And Judy, how often do you get back over to the States?
Well, kind of 2-3 times a year, actually.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
my husband does work here, so we we come over,
Okay.
but it's really easy to fly to New York. So
Yeah.
we go there and visit my family in New Jersey. And so,
Yeah.
So you came in for the podcast?
well,
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Betsy's
You know,
birthday?
well, anyway, no, my my best friend from college, Pam, her eldest just graduated from University of Michigan. So
Okay.
we're having there's a graduation party.
Yeah. I'm sorry to hear about that school.
Yeah.
Had to get that in, you know.
She's
That
a big
right?
football fan. So,
Yeah.
And so it was, So we always come over for big parties or, anything. Just,
Yeah. I don't know whose thing that is. That ain't me, because I don't have
Oh,
that.
no, that was
I
Betsy's.
don't have. That's
Who
that
was it?
meditative thing. I like that. I don't know who's
It's
doing
like
it, but
it's the one like
it's
time
nice.
to stand up.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's a good thing.
That was
I'm sorry to
my
cut you off.
that was Nick's.
Okay. That's
All
all
right.
right. I like it.
We're at that time in the show when
Yeah, I guess we about to shut it down. Hey, it's great having you all with us. Thank you so much for taking time out on your Sunday. Great seeing you. And
Well,
you
thank
guys,
you for having us. Happy
Yeah.
birthday, God. Happy
And I just
birthday,
want to
God.
say, these girls have always been, the best of the best of the best. Always
Yes.
have.
Love you guys.
Love you.
40 plus years,
Happy
man.
birthday, Beth.
That's the
I
luck.
know.
Tomorrow. See you in a couple
Hey.
weeks. Thank you.
Eric, that's another episode. Hey, we're almost hitting 20 official.
All right.
Yes.
Congrats,
People doubted us. They think you can't win. You know who that is? That's from Rocky. Well, here we are. This is Shaker Heights. Experiences may vary. And thank you, Fun Bunch, coming on and, reminiscing and commiserating with us. Eric, anything else to say?
No, it's been a real trip, and thanks for making the trip, and I hope we'll see you soon in the future. And like we said, Gabe and I will be crashing your reunion.
Awesome.
Oh, man,
Look forward to that.
You're welcome.
You.
hold on, where's my
Island
thing
Jam.
here? Okay,
Thank
all
you.
right,
Fun.
we'll see you all later.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.